State your name and tell us the role you're running for.
Hi, I'm Ellie and I'm running for VP Education.
Brilliant. What drew you to the particular role, Ellie?
So, mine was a very last minute decision, but I knew that I wanted to run for a position. But I've been a student rep for 2 years now, so I was very interested in how I could impact on education uni-wide, essentially.
Superb. Dream scenario right now. What's the big aim if you were to succeed in the role?
My big aim is to introduce a more inclusive learning environment. So one of my main things is to campaign to the university to introduce the dyslexia-friendly font, as I feel like it's very important so even though people can be different, it's still important that they're paying the same, they can succeed the same way as everybody else. As well as introduce things like making sure it's a universal thing where students have one-to-ones, and making sure it's universal that, sorry, I'm trying to think my brain's gone blank for a second. It's all right, but I want to make it kind of like a universal thing that people are getting the right support for learning needs. And also I want to review the anonymous marking, as it's become a bit of a welfare concern.
Brilliant. What's your perception of the union right now?
My perception of the union right now is a good one, because to be honest, I've worked, because as someone who's worked with the union for 2 years and also worked on committees, I know what the union does, and I've seen it as a very positive thing, because I know they bring in a lot of change and really listen to the student voice. So I really appreciate what they do and really want to help them.
Brilliant.
With that.
Do you think the union over the next year should change?
Not really in the sense of change, but maybe just keep on campaigning for change within the uni rather than the union itself.
Superb. And we'll change gears a little bit. So you yourself, how do you deal with problems in a professional setting?
In a professional setting, I try so if it's an issue that I'm unable to deal with myself, I will take it to someone higher than me, so like my boss or manager. But in a professional setting, it's normally I will listen to whatever concern has come up, or try and work through the problem.
Amazing. So again, we'll move on to this one. So the big one is that if you're successful in running for the role that you are running for, your name will be known by every student. Your face will be on every poster, every screen available. How do you deal with that limelight?
It's a bit of a tricky one for me, because I've been used to being quite an invisible person in some respects. So it's quite a change, but I think it's something I really want to do, because I really want to improve in that sense, in terms of getting my face out there and becoming more public.
Amazing. So we've got a scenario now for you, just a small little one. A student who's in distress immediately comes up to you and starts berating you with all these facts, all these figures, all these problems. No, they're not necessarily to do with your role or anything to do with you. What do?
I listen to their concerns, and if I can pass it on to somebody who would be able to help, I'd also try and calm them down in that sense as well.
Essentially, brilliant. In your experience, what's the key to developing a good team?
The key to developing a good team is communication. As I'm someone who works in I've done health and social care, so I understand the importance of working in a team and making sure that communication, everything on a need to know basis is communicated, and also that any problems are effectively worked out through talking and through just having that open, honest communication.
Amazing. Brilliant. And sorry, I've lost my yes. What do you do to maintain trust amongst the team?
Again, I think it's the open, honest communication.
Super. Amazing. Now, this one's a bit of a big one, and it's the one where everyone spent the most time talking, so no pressure. Describe a time when you have successfully persuaded another person to change his or her way of thinking or behaviour.
Ooh. Can I have a think for this one? Just having a think, sorry. It's trying to come up with a good situation that's happened in. I'd probably say with when I went on placement and as part of my course, and somebody I was working with, I had to try and they had a very negative view of education, and they didn't like the fact they'd have to do exams or anything. And I tried to convince them that actually it's not the be all and end all if they do badly, but they should still sit the exams, and they did. So
there you go, brilliant. And tell me how you organise, plan, and prioritise your work.
So I usually try and write everything. So I have a planner. I try and write everything down in, and I also use the Google Calendar to set myself reminders.
Yeah, easy, brilliant. And in your opinion, what takes precedent here at the university, education or community?
Oh, community, I think.
Okay, amazing. And finally, are these serious questions? How do you sell your ideas to people?
Probably just talking to people and just letting them know letting them know my ideas, and yeah, I don't know what else to say, to be honest.
Super. Right, you'll be really glad to know that they're the serious ones over. Okay, that's it. You can take a breath, you can take another sip of your water, it's fine. Just chill, everything's okay. We're nearly there. We've got 10 goofy-ish ones left, okay? Brilliant. So, starting with your 10 goofy ones, what's your favourite word?
Favourite word? Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, I guess ooh.
Brilliant. What's your least favourite word?
Moist.
Brilliant. What sound or noise do you love?
So, cat meow. I absolutely love the sound of a meow.
Beautiful. What sound or noise do you hate?
Nails on chalkboard.
Classic. What's your dream job?
Oh, my dream job. If there was no barriers, it would be doctor.
What job would you never like to do?
Ooh. Probably a bit of a weird one, but HMRC tax inspector, because that's what my mum does.
Easy peasy. What stimulates you as a person?
In terms of things, caffeine.
Amazing. What's your pet peeve about others?
When people are dishonest, I'd say.
Okay. Finally, last one. Big one. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Oh, there's a cat room in the back.
Superb. And that is absolutely it. Have you got any last words, Danny?
Just have a look at my manifesto and hopefully.
Superb. Thank you very much.